So today we're going to be wrapping up Telltales The Walking Blunder Season 2. If you're new here, I recommend watching the first video so you can be all caught up. I covered episodes 1, 2, and 3 in that video. This will be episodes 4 and 5. I'm going to put the playlist on the screen, I hope, or in the description, wherever it's at. Season 1 is in there too if you want to watch that. Whatever you want to watch, have at it. I don't care. Now for those of you who are familiar with me, you glaze me, you see me, and you want more, what I have to do next, I really didn't want to have to do. If you have even the slightest inkling that you want me to cover season 3, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, watch this video, share it, force your family to watch it, whatever you can do to support it, do that. I don't like asking for likes without some sort of joke attached to it, but this season is so abysmal, and everyone keeps telling me that season 3 is somehow worse. I can't do worse, bro. Do you think I wanted this? I thought I was gonna play this game and have a reasonably good time. I didn't expect to make almost 2 hours hating it, bro. I didn't want this. If I knew that this was the way it was gonna turn out, I wouldn't have done it, bro. I would have just covered The Wolf Among Us. I didn't even want to make this video, bro. Like 10,000 people voted for it. If I didn't make this video at some point, I would never hear the end of it. Ooh, under every single comment section and be like, The Walking Dead Season 2. Please. I'm not trying to hear that, gang. But as far as season 3 is, I can't do worse. I don't want to. I'm not locked in. I don't have another one in me. But that's enough yet. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. If you want season 3, you know what to do, bro. Let's go ahead and rip the band-aid off. You're wondering whether I chose to chop Sarita's arm off or dome the zombie. Well, you can call Sarita a 2018 Honda Accord if by 2018 Honda Accord you mean missing an arm. But as with all the choices in these games, it doesn't matter. You would think that cutting off her arm would mean that we could save her, but nope, she screams at the top of her lungs and gets jumped. Ah! Now that is a pretty realistic reaction, but she wasn't gonna survive with the bite. So why not have her hold it down and then we run to the woods and then we can like properly address her wound and then she can survive? I'm just saying, bro, like why even give me the choice, man? Then Kenny appears to get the zombies off her. Mike is there too all of a sudden, but Kenny in the midst of this chaos is pleading for Sarita to not go towards that light. Please, oh please, I can't go on this way. No! We are surrounded by zombies and ducking bullets from these randoms that still haven't abandoned this death trap. Please leave. And she's covered in bites. Let's go, bro, please. And then they put it in my hands. Say, viewer, you see that little option right there? Kenny owes me a blood debt. Yeah, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I'm gonna get what's due. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah. Oh, but it's what he would do. Shut up. You just make sure people know what happened here today. But yeah, she's finished. Rip Bozo. I tell Kenny she won't suffer anymore because she won't. Like she was like in pain, like so much pain. Really, I did the right thing. Kenny, she was a goner either way. You are stopping the motion. Please, we gotta go. And I don't mean that metaphorically, rhetorically, theoretically, poetically, or any other fancy way. They are literally standing in a war zone right now. We have to go. Then Kenny looks at me and calls me a stupid, dumb baby. Like what? I am the sole reason that you useless old people are even out here. Carver would have shot her into outer space for breathing. As bad as this situation may be, I see it as an absolute win. But never mind that, it's about to get stupider. Kenny and Mike then rush off through the zombies. Kenny's like, this is on your head, Clementine. So? You didn't even know our last name, stop playing with me. But notice how I said Kenny and Mike ran away, not Kenny, Mike, and Clementine. She tries to follow, even stumbles a little bit, but zombies get in our way. After some goofy quick time events, I'm sorry, if anybody's wondering why I'm playing with PC controls, I don't want to, bro. It's because my... But after that, we see Luke and Nick running. Luke is like, I'm going after Sarah. Yeah, hoorah. What about me? Choose me. Pick me. Love me. But now they leave me. There's only one way out of this one now. The Demir method. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna keep it very mindful, very calm, very demure. I'm walking, we're calm, we're demure. They give me the option to call out for the others. That wouldn't be very mindful of me. That wouldn't be very demure. So I keep it quiet. Or I would if I didn't get kidnapped. But don't worry, it's just Rebecca. It's just Rebecca. Rebecca is losing a little bit. Like, why did they leave the pregnant lady alone? How did we get so split up? So look, I tell Rebecca to pipe down. I got plot armor. I'm very, very mindful, very demure. Let me cook. I look for a path to walk us out. I find a way, we move, we go. Nah, back. Jane is looking at us in absolute disgust, especially Rebecca, who's over there crying. But it's just alcohol, crying like a little kid. She tells us to stay quiet, walk light, and spread out. I choose to stay with Rebecca though because she cannot calm down. She's not being mindful, she's not being demure. And Jane tries to keep going, but her inner Superman awakens. So she devises a plan. You know that thing that Michonne does when she takes off the jaw of the zombie and then uses that to walk through hordes? That's what we're gonna do here. I don't know how Jane knows how to do this. They just wanted to put it in the game. So we take the zombie, walk through the rest of the horde, and finally, safety.
Is everything all right?
No, I'm not all right. But I'll be a lot better once we get with the others. I need to make sure everyone else made it out. Luke, Sarah, Kenny. God damn it. What if they aren't there?
If they aren't, nothing we can do about it.
Don't even say things like that.
I mean, she's not lying. Like, there's a good chance the rest of the group is cooked. Like, let's not pretend. So let me remind you of the situation real quick. Kenny and Mike ran away to who knows where. Carlos got chopped. Sarita got chopped. Sarah's insanity meter hit the very bottom and she ran away. And in turn, Luke and Nick ran after her. But who's to say they even caught up to her? And Bonnie is somewhere out there too. She disappeared. But it is what it is on that front. I don't care about Bonnie. Thankfully though, before all this went down, the group had the foresight to make a designated meeting point just in case things got a little bit wacky. There's an old Civil War tourist site around here, so all we gotta do is walk over there and wait. But Jane and Rebecca start arguing now about how things went down. Jane could care less about these people getting knocked off. She's just happy to be free. And Rebecca's mad at her for not caring, saying the plan was dumb. Okay, for one, Jane doesn't know us. Why should she care? What reason does she have to care? The only reason she even talked to us is because we were making a plan to get out. And two, how else were we gonna get out, Rebecca? Please. Genuinely. Luke got caught with the radio. The place was even more on high alert because you escaped once. So unless Carver and his goons somehow made a catastrophic oopsie, I don't see how we were gonna be leaving anytime soon. In fact, I think the only reason there was to stay would have been to let Rebecca have her baby in a safe place. Well, as safe as you can be with a raging lunatic like Carver running around. And I said that Carver was a terrible villain in the first video, and I 100% stand on that. I couldn't believe when I saw comments that people were actually calling Carver a good villain. I just don't get it. Carver's only good scene was when he first appeared in the cabin with Clem, and they set up that scene so well. I think despite the season being just horrid, this introduction to him is one of the best things to ever happen in the entire series. The tension, Sarah having to hide around the house, the slow revelation that Carver isn't just some random guy out here by chance, but is actually looking for these people and now we're associated with them. And the only reason he left is because he didn't know Clementine. Because I think Carver's whole thing is that he's supposed to be this master manipulator. He's running this big camp full of people and catching bodies over blueberries. You have to be talking something crazy to get people to stay after that, right? Can you imagine working for somebody that would shoot you over a blueberry? No, that's something cartoon villains only get away with. That's something that the Joker gets away with. See, Carver's first thing that he does in the whole season is one of the dumbest things that you could ever do in the apocalypse. He left his camp undefended for who knows how long to go out and find these people, right? Because remember, when they first escaped, Reggie lost his arm, and by the time we get back there, Reggie is completely healed. It takes an amputated arm about 4 weeks to heal, maybe more, and when Reggie and Rebecca were talking about how they escaped, they said that they ran away. They said they got an opening and ran. Rebecca isn't running anywhere, gang. She's like 9 months pregnant, so I'm gonna go ahead and take about 2 months off of her pregnancy. Maybe then she could run. If you said that they had cars when they escaped, that they drove away, then how the hell did Carver find them? The world is huge, and they were so deathly afraid of Carver. You would think that these people would do everything in their power to make as much distance between him and them as possible. And then, remember what Troy said when he was talking to Reggie? He was like, oh, Reggie's been being monitored and all that by Carver to get back on his good side after helping with the escape. So that means that after Reggie healed, that means that Carver would have had to like been watching him, you know what I'm saying? Making sure he was doing right. So you're telling me these people escaped and Carver waited however long it took for Reggie to heal up so that he could watch him, and then he went to go find them. How the hell did he find them? What were their tracks? Tracks that led directly to them? No, Carver just went out there and started looking for them. He got lucky when he found them. There's no way he should have found them. There's no Google Maps, no Find My iPhone. In 1957, you could move from LA to Nevada and have a completely new life. Don't like your wife and your baby? Good, dip. So basically Carver left his group unattended for who knows how long to come find us. That is a terribly irresponsible and dumb move. And what a good villain does is to have like an effect on the protagonist. Clementine is largely unaffected by Carver. The stranger from season 1, even though I hate him, think he's a waste of space, is a better villain. Because when it comes down to it, Clementine is severely changed by that man. She lost the little bit of her group that was left. She lost Lee. She saw her parents as zombies. She was manipulated for the entire game over a walkie-talkie. You know she feels stupid. And after all of that, especially with losing Krista and Omid, she is like this hardened war veteran. I don't think Clementine so much as says Carver's name after this. But when it comes to the stranger, she's forever stuck with that feeling that if she didn't listen to that psycho, then maybe Lee would still be alive and she wouldn't be alone all the damn time. All Carver does is beat people up. And Telltale clearly does not care about Carver as a villain, because any threat that he holds is immediately ripped to shreds when the group decides to break out on what? The second night they get there, they're like, oh, we don't like this. Let's just head out. And by the end of the episode, not only have we escaped, but the entire place is done. Finished. They hyped Carver up for 2 episodes straight. We should have been there until at least episode 5. So the whole plot had more time to grow, more time to see Carver actually manipulate and give some of the group to actually believe that staying here would be better for them, like Reggie says. Because it's so unbelievably rushed that it feels like a joke. Carver and everything he stands for is a joke. It's a parody of actual good villains. And I'm saying all this because Carver and his episode are the thing, the exact thing that's wrong with this whole season. Rushed, no direction, a mire of undeveloped characters. If Rockstar started writing like Telltale writes, dude, it would be the craziest fall off. And it's crazy because this season could have been really good if it just had better writing. Obviously, they did not know what to do with the season, right? Because season 1 was supposed to be the end. In season 1, there wasn't supposed to be a season 2, but they liked making it, and the game sold well, bro. It was game of year 2012. How could they not make a part 2? But I guess somewhere along the way during this season, they wanted to make a season 3, which is why I think everybody dies by the end of this season, because they thought it was going to be the end, but then they said no. I don't know what happened. All I know for sure is that a large amount of the writers that wrote season 1 weren't here for this one, and it shows. One more thing though. I looked up all the major villains across all these seasons and, bro, why are they all these hyper survivalist types? Totally forgot. Carver, survivalist. David, survivalist. The Frontier people, survivalist. Survivalist. Dude, what the hell? No, Carver isn't a great villain. He's just the only idea that they had.
What are you going to do with it?
What do you mean by that?
Sorry. Just making conversation. There was nothing.
No. What do you mean by that? Do with what? My baby?
I'm just looking at the worst case scenario. You and Clem won't be able to raise a baby by yourselves. Not out here. I just mean it's going to need food and, you know, other stuff.
Yeah, and?
We'll look after it together. Even if that's the case, you can't always protect everyone.
I ain't even gonna lie, Jane is kinda right. I mean, she's wrong, but she's right. Being pregnant in the post-apocalypse without a big camp is a recipe for disaster. The baby needs food, the mother needs food, they both need crazy amounts of rest. We have nothing. Look around, Rick. We're in the woods. We're in the woods. And newborn babies think they are the damn dragonborn. 1 minute it is silence, the next... We should have stolen supplies from that warehouse. You know, fill up a backpack or two. Just running out into the zombies was psychotic now that I think about it. So they go back and forth for a little bit. Jane is also a hyper-survivalist who's pretty closed off because her sister died. So yeah, she's against having babies around. And then Jael tries to regale Rebecca about the tales of her sister. And Rebecca is like, oh what, she died? Ooh. So we walk around a little bit more and finally make it to the site where we have Mike and Bonnie and Kenny. Damn, this makes no sense. I'm not happy to see anybody. What do they contribute to my life other than pain? So we greet them and things of that nature. Mike and Bonnie are huddled up over here because Kenny is over there in the corner losing his marbles. Bonnie's like, well, Clem, now that you're here, maybe you could talk. Hell no. I don't want to.
I know it's hard. And that you might be scared.
No, I'm not scared, Rebecca, incubator. I'm not scared. I'm mad. Mad that he isn't dead yet. Hot damn. I got all of you out of there. My job is done. I need to recharge. You think this is easy? You think any part of what I have to do is easy? No, I do the hard things, you know, and for you, the hard thing would be to go over there and talk to Kenny. Why do I gotta do it? Why me? I don't even know him like that. They didn't say a word to each other in season 1. I don't know what they're talking about like they go way back. No, it's fake. But I have no choice in a choice-based game. So I go up to Kenny and tell him, oh, are you okay? I'm worried. Then he gets mad and starts going off about Sarita and how it's all my fault. And I tell him, bro, I tried to save your little background character. What more do you want me to do? Then he hits me with this one.
You think because you're a little girl, you can just get people killed and no one will care? That because you're sorry, it'll all magically go away? That's not how it works!
So you should know that even if you choose to dome that zombie instead of cutting off Sarita's arm, Kenny will still be angry and blame Clementine for her death. It's absolutely ridiculous and another testament to how choices don't matter in these games. Like, why even give me the choice? If it was all gonna end the same, why even give me the choice? It's not like I get some dopamine flood when I make choices. I don't get that. I just do what I think is best and then boom, it's over with. And I'm so sick and tired of Kenny going into an episode every time he loses someone. Everyone else has their moments, but whenever it is Kenny, now we gotta become his nurse. We gotta get him back to sanity. We gotta get him to stop the train. We got lucky with Ben. Bro took matters into his own hands. He lost a lot, but take a look around you. Do you see anybody else's family or friends here? Aunts, uncles, cousins? No, because they were all more than likely ripped apart by flesh-eating monsters. Yet everybody else is ready to push forward. Dude, Clem is like 11. She's been beat up, bitten, lost all of her last group, is slowly watching her new one get picked off one by one, got kidnapped, got her third parent knocked off, and she is holding these people together like her life depends on it, and she's able to thug it out. She's fine. Get up. This is just absolutely pathetic. Get up. And why do people keep saying that Kenny is complex and misunderstood? He's just the guy that's going a little bit insane in the apocalypse after losing his family. We've never seen that before. No, bro, that's literally every character in The Walking Dead. They all do what Kenny does to some degree. Rick is the absolute worst. He starts seeing demons and hallucinations and all that. And some people have told me that there's a point system in season 1 that determines which Kenny you get, but apparently there's a known issue where the system is so jank that the Larry choice can make or break it no matter what you do. So in essence, I made one bad move, and Telltale's terrible coding broke Kenny. I mean, he still sucks though, don't get me wrong. Like, before doming Larry, he was moving mad crazy, arguing to no end with Lily, complaining if you don't take his side or remain neutral. And then there's this season and what happened not 5 seconds ago. It's just exhausting. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of him, bro. Lock in. So after getting verbally abused, I go back over to the others and check this out.
Clem, you can't just expect him to bounce back.
Then why did you send me over there? I did not expect him to bounce back. I expected exactly what happened. Am I being punked right now? Genuinely, like, there's no way. What level of gaslighting is this? She said that like it was my idea to go over there. I said no. I said no, I don't. What happened? Bro, season 1 was a fluke. It can't be that hard to write this stuff. It can't be. Can it? They're just doing stuff. Is this what you begged me for? Is this what you blew up my notifications for? So me and Jane head off into the woods to find supplies or somewhere to stay because the others aren't here yet. And remember, Rebecca is ready to pop any day now. We can't be out here, no food, no bev, no shelter. We need someone to stay ASAP. So we dip, right? We're walking, we're talking. Jane starts going off on this survivalist rant about how the group is falling apart and sometimes it's better to be on your own because she thinks that they'll start turning on each other, which they do, kinda. But being in groups is not the problem. It's being in this group that's the problem. But remember, you too, Miss Lone Wanderer, you got caught by Carver, so what good that did you? And I have tried to leave them, and every opportunity that they've tried to give me to leave them, I've tried. I tried to run away, I tried to stay with Kenny and Sarita, didn't happen. At no point will they let me leave these people. Like, I can't be on my own. I want to be on my own, but I can't. Stop talking to me with that $5 haircut. You are not Carol. You are not her. At all. And then she starts trying to teach Clem survival skills like checking zombie pockets for valuable stuff. I'm not even gonna say anything. You got it. So randomly we find Sarah's glasses, her goggles, her binoculars. Finally, the plot is kicking. We can even hear her screaming in the difference. Luke 2, grown man screaming. Crazy. As we get closer to the source, we find Nick, who is a zombie. This is a W of epic proportions. Bro is a straight danger to everybody. You might have noticed how Nick played a big role in episode 1 and 2 and barely said 2 words in episode 3. Well, you can actually get him bodied by Walter if you say that Nick is a bad guy. So I guess they didn't know what to do with him after you let him live, so he becomes this super background character in episode 3. I don't even know if he talked to anybody. I remember him saying words, but I don't think anybody responded to him because they didn't record dialogue for other people talking to him. It's so crazy. And this isn't an uncommon thing. Whenever you save somebody in these games and they go silent, that means the choice was only there to make you feel like a good person. At least with Ben, you had this whole speech before he shut down. But everybody else, you save them, and then 5 seconds later, boom, gone. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just don't give us the choice. If they're gone either way, don't give us the choice. But this next section really blows. A lot of the sections in these last 3 episodes do, actually. I've never thought about how I felt about episodes individually. I always rank them by season. But as I was playing, I was just starting to realize that I really don't want to do a lot of this stuff. I really don't care. I'm not invested enough. I don't have that dog. This one right here makes Clementine and Jane cause a distraction for the zombies that are banging at that door. I don't know why we need a big distraction because zombies are pretty dumb. Like, I'm sure we can just scream and wave our hands and they'll come over here. They can't even see Sarah and Luke inside there, and they're banging at that door with the force of 10 rabid hyenas. Why don't they want us? Choose us. Love us. pick us. But yada yada yada, I do all I need to do. We scurry into the house or shack and barricade the door. And behold, Luke, the only good character left.
When I heard y'all banging through the door,
We gotta get moving. I'll second that.
well, I would have left already, but I got Sarah here, and I don't know what to do about her.
What's the matter?
You gotta help. Sarah, look. Look, it's Clem. See, it's just like I told you, that they're okay. Sarah, come on. We have to go now.
Yes, sir. Sarah is being a bigger liability than Kenny right now. We could leave at any time, but no, she wants to have a breakdown right here, right now, when the zombies are at the door and they're gonna break in any second. This is easily Sarah's most egregious offense to the whole season. And Luke is over there hurt. Luke stays hurt, actually. Like, he's always hurt. He's always dealing with something. So we ask Jane to carry her, and Jane is freaking out, bro. Yeah, mob of zombies. Oh, that's nothing. That's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why don't we just let one of the zombies in and then do the camouflage trick, right? And then just walk out. Yeah, we could just cover Sarah up, leave her. They wouldn't detect her, maybe, probably. But we could get out of this situation rather easily. Matter of fact, we should have covered up in the zombie goo before we came in here. That would have made a lot of sense. We could just walk through. Yeah, Telltale might need to hire me. They need me. I could be a valuable asset. So with everybody else out of the game again, I guess it's all up to me. Clementine tries to talk to Sarah, but Carlos's horrible parenting is in its final stage of evolution. She's not hearing it at all. It's going in one ear, out the other. So Clem tries to tell her about Lee and how even though Lee is gone, he would still want Clementine to push on and things of that nature. So by proxy, Carlos, your fake doctor dad, would probably want you to do the same unless he was secretly lying about loving you. You know, the way he lied about being a doctor. Somehow that works and she accepts her glasses back. Great timing because Jane is struggling to hold that door. Luke is like, cool, Clem, I'm gonna lift you through the skylight. Surely nothing could go wrong. So now we need something to stand on to get to the skylights. The only thing that's available though is the shelf they were using to block out the demons. So me and Luke get dastardly and try to push her to the room, but it's not long before Jane loses her grip and then Luke says,
Clem, help her! Help Jane!
You know, Luke, I thought I'd just stand here and watch her get eaten. That sounds like a great plan. I help her with the zombies and then I get back to Luke. Keep pushing and Jane keeps slaughtering until we just barely get into the room.
Luke, you first. We need you up top.
Okay, come on!
Clem!
Sarah, we have to go. Are you listening? I can't do it.
Now, Clementine!
Shut up, O. I thought I just helped Sarah. Why is she folding again, man? Damn. Jane keeps screaming in the back talking about we need to leave her, the zombies are coming and all that, but I keep it mindful. I keep it very demure, and I keep talking to Sarah. Then, the game gives me the choice to either save her or leave her. I had the whole it's what he would do speech lined up and everything, but look at this. Do you see how fast I hit the slap? It was damn near instant. There was little to no thinking about it. Jeez, bro, thirsty as hell. But Sarah finally arises. We lift her to the roof, then Clementine, and then Jane, right in the nick of time. So we start walking back to the camp and I'm gonna keep it a stack 3000. Sarah's character is over. She serves zero purpose after this. Then Clem gets on Jane for her being ready to dip out. The second things got a little bit crazy. Yeah, she was chill at first, but slowly she started to get all jittery and became Sarah's biggest op. Talking about, leave her Clementine, she's chosen her path. Then we get the Jane lore, Le Jane yap.
I dragged my sister across 4 states. And every morning she'd say she wasn't getting up. So I'd convince her, or push her, or goddamn carry her if I had to. Until this time, walkers cornered us, forced us up to the roof. And when they kept coming, I couldn't make her jump, couldn't throw her. So I tried something else. I told her she could have what she wanted, and I left her there. Jumped to the next building over by myself.
You left your sister?
Jane, I'm really sorry.
It killed me for a long time. But I finally realized that I'd put her on a forced march through hell, when all she really wanted was for me to let her go. Sarah was that way too.
Jane?
No regard for her own safety, or ours.
I hope I did the right thing.
I'm sorry, did you hear that last part? Sarah was like that too? I hope I did the right thing? Oh great heavens, they did not record different dialogue for if you chose to save Sarah. See, stuff like this is why they went out of business. That right there. So we get back to the site. Sarah is a mess. Rebecca's gotten a little bit worse. Mike and Bonnie are as irrelevant as ever. Then Rebecca asks where Nick is, and he's not with us. Where do you think he is? Come on, Rebecca. Feel the energy. Bonnie pulls us to the side. She realizes that the baby is officially on its merry way and asks Clem if Luke knows how to deliver a baby, if Carlos taught him how to or whatever. Okay, why only him? Jane's here too. Jane's a woman. Maybe Jane's had a baby before, huh? You didn't think about that, Bonnie? And what about me? Maybe I know how to deliver a baby. Y'all make me do every other thing. If it really came down to it, they would make me deliver that baby. I'm telling you. I am their PI, their hitman, their engineer, their covert ops specialist. Doctor can be added real quick. It's nothing to me. You know, but this would have been perfect for Sarah. Imagine you save her and then in this situation she's like, oh, my dad taught me how to deliver babies. Boom, right there, it makes the choice worth it. And delivering a baby cannot be that complicated, especially not in our situation. We don't have doctors, hospitals, literally no equipment whatsoever. I'm not even sure if we have medicine. Really, what more can we even do except cup our hands and just wait to receive? What else are we supposed to do? Google the answer? But Bonnie wants me to go over to Kenny, who's locked himself in the tent to develop his aura. She thinks that since he's the only one here who's ever had a baby, that he must know how to deliver one. I'm not even gonna argue because I have no choice. We know this.
You know what it feels like to get beaten almost to death. Peaceful. It feels peaceful. It was like I was floating away, watching the whole thing happen to me.
Wow, that is so real. That is so fetch. I love that for you and more, but TikTok. Wrap it up, you know. Kenny goes on about all his losses, his L's, and Loki wishes that Carver would have finished the job. Okay, bro, well, unless you plan on jumping headfirst into a pit of super bears or something, you might as well just come out this tent. Deliver the baby. The plot demands that you do it. Oh, shut up. He was coming out that tent regardless. You think we can actually fail at convincing him? No. Because that would hold up the plot. That would deviate. So we come out the tent, and Rebecca's water has broken. If we weren't on a timer before, we're on one now. So here's the plan. We need a warm place, blankets, water, all of that. There are 2 buildings around here that are close enough for Rebecca to walk to. Bonnie and Mike are gonna go check one out. Jane's gonna go check on the other. Suspiciously, she's like, oh yeah, I'll go do it. Yeah, okay. Crazy lady. Kenny is gonna watch Rebecca, and Luke is gonna walk the perimeter, aka do nothing. And Sarah over there is one of the characters of all time. But where does that leave us, you say? Well, Bonnie calls me over again. I don't know why she's like my delegator all of a sudden. My handler. She says she's worried that Jane will dip off if we let her go out alone, which she probably will. Like, she's gonna find out how useless you people are. It's only a matter of time. So they give us the option to either go with Mike and Bonnie. No, stop you right there. I'm gonna stop it right there. Stop. No. While playing through this season, like these last 4 episodes, a lot of my memories from season 2, 3, and 4 started coming back, and pretty much for this entire episode, I was dreading this one section with Mike and Bonnie. I didn't remember when it was gonna happen or if it was gonna happen at all. So best believe when I get the option to avoid them, I'm gonna take that. They forced me to do it later anyway, bro. There's no getting out of it. It's there. Damn. But I'll go with Jane, who's already left, so I gotta stalk her through the woods.
Well, it's sometimes good to have someone watching your back. So, come on, partner.
Slow your roll there, G.I. Jane. We are not partners. We are not twins, bros, slats, slimes. I rock with you, but we are in no way, shape, or form locked in. Yes, sir. Today's lesson, everybody. B to the O to the U to the NDARIES. Boundaries. So we head up to the deck to see if we can chill up there and loot it, possibly. The main room gate is locked, though, so Jane attempts to pick the lock, but it must not be going well since she asked me to look for something to, like, break it down with. There's not much up here except an old cannon. It doesn't work, no, because that would be too much fun. I look through this darn telescope thing next, looking for another place to stay, but any buildings near here are blocked off by the river. Clem, Mike, and Rebecca, they don't know how to swim, so it's a no-go. But out of the corner of her eye, Clem spots a guy walking up to the deck. They react accordingly and deem the situation safe enough to engage since there's no one else with him. We get to some hiding spots and wait for bro to run up the steps. Jane is in position, so I pop out on him. Immediately, I'm by the barrel, shakiest hands ever. I ask him who he be. This is Arvo. I hate Arvo. More than Kenny. More than Ben. More than anything. More than everything. It's bigger than everything. I hate you for making me make this video. I really do. Bro is Russian with broken English, so I'm not sure if I could even talk myself out of this situation. I don't know why I told Jane we could talk to him. I really don't. But Jane is prepared. She's ready. She jumps out on him, disarms him with ease. And I start going through his stuff. I'm like, what do we have here? Oh boy. And it turns out there's all sorts of medicine in there. He's just walking around with this by himself. Bro's a walking pharmacy, and I get the choice to either take that bag or give it back to him. I'm taking that. Not because it will actually help with Luke's pain, Kenny's eye, Rebecca's childbirth. No. It's a Telltale game. None of that matters. You think Kenny is actually going to succumb to an infection in his eye? You think we can heal Luke? That we can make Rebecca's childbirth easier? No. Kenny will be fine. Luke is just Spider-Man. He self-heals. And Rebecca, no matter if you take this medicine or not, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. She'll have the baby. It'll go swell. No, she's not gonna feel pain. She's a video game character. Ones and zeros. Shut up. I'm taking this medicine because of what's gonna happen at the end of this episode. No matter what choice you make here, we will run into a bad situation later. But if you don't take the medicine, it happens for no real reason. So I figure we're doomed either way. I might as well deserve it. Give me that medicine. Arvo starts crying like, oh no, my medicine, my sister needs that. Appreciate you.
We do not care.
And then Jane starts having a mental break after committing a robbery. Here we go. Telltale.
Luke's still a wreck after Carver's. Kenny's a mess. Rebecca's in pain. Look at all of it. Clementine.
This is exactly what she wanted. I don't know. I'm done. I don't want it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about this. Well, what am I talking about, bro? We're just going around in circles. Jane stays up there to guard the deck while I go get the others. I get downstairs and find Luke, who's a little bit worried. It's getting dark and we've been gone for a long time. I tell him we've been out here hitting licks, getting devious. Real bag chaser hours, Luke. Money makers. Get in or stay out the way. We paid either way. But Luke ruins my vibe, bro. He starts expressing his worry over Jane and Kenny. Now it's not really a good time for screw-ups given the baby. And Jane is having a crisis every time things get serious. And Kenny is just being himself. But you know, Luke, how do you expect Kenny to act? You goofed his entire life up, really. I'm still so mad at the fact that we knew Carver was hunting us, saw them at the bottom of the hill, and did nothing with that information. That whole section was stupid. We should have been setting up an ambush. And Carver only brought 4 people, bro. We could have handled that easily. But no, y'all ruined that man's life. Y'all got his girlfriend knocked off, his friends knocked off. He was up there chilling in that cabin up there. They had peaches and beans and a Christmas tree. And that's all gone because of you, Luke. And now you're gonna sit there and be mad at me that it's finally your turn to suffer Kenny, as I have. Rick and the gang would never. That's what we need the next Telltale game to be about. Them. Yeah, I said it. Get Andrew Lincoln in the booth. I want to see it. I want to make it happen. Talking about Kenny has gone crazy. I went crazy a long time ago, buddy. What about me? What about my sanity? Cut me loose. Leave me. Drop me. Abandon me. So I leave and Luke goes to check out this deck. I make it back to Kenny and Rebecca and I tell them about the deck and they're like, cool, we're just gonna sit here and wait for Mike and Bonnie to get back. Oh. Then Clem and Rebecca start talking about Alvin and
how am I ever gonna do this without him?
See, that right there, Rebecca, is a great question. You're not. Telltale takes pregnancy as a personal offense. Think about it. Krista, cooked. Rebecca, cooked. They made a whole society in the form of Crawford. What was that, like season 1, episode 4? Where if you're not a physically fit 18 to 40-year-old, then your time was cut short. If you were too old or too little, you were gone. It's a pattern, I'm telling you. But Rebecca starts having those contrarians. And Kenny's like, oh, I can handle this one, Clementine. The hell are you gonna do? Nag the baby about your dead family till it stops contracting? Oh, no. I said I didn't want to make this video. You begged. You were on your knees begging. This is what you asked for. So I'm gonna skip this whole section, bro. Hold on. It's Mike and Bonnie. I can deal with Kenny, Jane, Sarah, Rebecca. I've gone deep enough. Every man has his limits. This is mine, bro. All you do with them is walk around a damn museum, solving all their problems and whatnot. I was dreading this part. I didn't want to play it, so I'm damn sure gonna skip it in this video. So after that, no rest. Rebecca starts screaming to the highest decibel. The baby is coming, and so is a horde of zombies. Luke was supposed to be guarding the perimeter, remember? And keeping this exact situation from happening. So we get Rebecca up so that we can head down to the deck. Kenny thinks that this is a movie and goes face to face with the horde, and then they give me this dumb choice right here. Look at it. I can tell Mike to either get the water, Sarah, or Kenny. Sarah has legs. Kenny is a grown man. Get the water, bro. It's not even close.
Clem, I don't think he's okay. He's losing it. I mean, that isn't...
Let's go, please.
Oh, no. Oh, he's beating a zombie? Oh, Kenny's lost it. That is nothing. This is a joke. Those things are the reason that hot showers no longer exist in this universe. We should all be over there doing that. This isn't even cracking top 10 of Kenny's most wildest moments, bro. Stop it. He left Lee to die twice and left Clementine with a kidnapper. I wish that beating up a zombie was the extent of his insanity. You're getting off easy, but what kind of life have they lived? They haven't seen anything. They're babies. Matter of fact, you're crazier, Bonnie. Yeah, you're crazier. You kidnapped me. Then forced me into manual labor for a bloodthirsty asylum escapee. You're the reason that we're even here. That's way crazier than taking a crowbar and just like beating up a zombie. Oh no! The game is gaslighting me in real time. It's actually gaslighting me. I'm so serious. It's right there. It just happened. You saw it. So we run to the deck, right? And peep this.
It was about as human as I've felt in a long time. I almost forgot what... Clementine! Jesus, Clem, it's just not...
Great googly moogly, Luke left us hanging for mid. So Luke is like, oh, what's going on? The baby, bro. What do you think is going on? Rebecca, could you co-sign that statement real quick? It's now or never, Luke. Lock in, little bro. I start giving her some of the pain medicine that we found earlier. No, not found. Robbed. And she takes them with no bev. I know it went down like this. We've got Rebecca somewhat stable, but now the zombies are making their way up the deck. The others go out to shoot them, but I stay with Kenny to help Rebecca. I tell her, yeah, you can do this and stuff. Mindful, demure and all that. But the zombies are getting real devious. So as the leader, they need me to come up with an elaborate plan to bail us out of this situation. So boom, right? We need something to block the gate. Easy. We use this cannon. Would have been a lot cooler if we got to shoot it. It wouldn't make sense, but what has made sense? So me and Luke pushed the thing over, but there was an unforeseen side effect. We stopped the zombies and bring down half the If you're still wondering why Sarah was so out the way, there it is. But what's this? We can save Sarah by dropping Jane. Color me intrigued. I tell her to go down there and try to save Sarah, but Jane is like, no, she's a goner, please drop her. So Jane roots around the wreckage. She gets a hold and tries to pull the wood up. The others are up top sniping the zombies, but it's not going too well. Sarah at this point is being held down by Telltales writing. Then a whole plank falls directly on Jane's dome. The demons get a little too close while Jane is distracted and well, there goes Sarah. Just an absolute waste of a character. I don't know why they did this. I really don't know, bro. Nice try either way, Jane. I guess we can chill out now. The zombies start crawling up the deck. What do they think this is? World War Z? I say we gotta drop the rest of the deck. Mike is like, drop the rest of the deck? Are you crazy, Clementine? The deck is already gone. He's screaming like bringing down the deck is gonna collapse the entire building. Relax. So I get up there and beam bop boop, deck falls. Rebecca has the baby and everybody is slumped.
Do you want to hold him?
Could I?
Of course. Your family. Here.
There you go.
You're a natural.
Look at you, like a big sister. Here, let me take him. You both should rest. Especially you.
When's the last time you slept, Kenny?
About 2 years ago. I'm fine. Plus, somebody's gotta watch you while Mama gets her beauty sleep. You never forget that smell.
I got nothing. I don't. That's so weird. And so Clem sees Jane out the corner of her eye and goes to talk to her. Jane is leaving, yada yada yada. She comes right back anyway. It doesn't matter. She'll be right back. The whole episode has been building up to her dipping out. It's the whole loner thing that she has going on. Jane's character is just all over the place. I can't care. I can't find any of the care. I looked for one care and I couldn't find it. And then Luke and Kenny start arguing and I'm like, oh. Here we go. Just Telltale just loves having the characters fight for no reason. They get more disrespectful to their friends than the villains. And then they gotta decide on what to do because it's getting colder and Rebecca is at 20%. The baby needs foods, clothes, diapers, a proper education. And then this right here might be the most worthless choice in the entire game. I won't hold you, there's some real stinkers of choices in here, but this one, we can either rest up for a few days or head out right now. It doesn't matter at all. Maybe a line of dialogue gets added, but other than that, it's just what happens after this remains exactly the same no matter what you choose. But I choose to give Rebecca the rest days because I guess that's the good thing to do? I don't know. So a few days later, the group is walking. Rebecca is chopped as ever, and everyone's freezing. Maybe we should have left earlier. Kenny says that we need to keep pushing, and there's a town ahead. Buildings, furniture to sleep on, maybe we can get a chimney for heat. But him and Luke are arguing again, and Kenny's like, we should have left sooner. And Luke is like, no, Rebecca is in no condition, and we should actually turn back. This is probably the first time I have ever side-eyed Luke. I mean, he said some dumb stuff before, but this is just stupid. He's just complaining about anything. Going, Kenny, you can't keep barking orders and pushing us around. What are we supposed to do but push on? We can't stay at the other place. It's cold. Look around. The building was missing a whole wall, Luke. It is a miracle none of you have hypothermia or something. This argument feels like it's only there so we can have something going on at all times. It's annoying. I don't want to hear it. Quit the yap. Then I gotta tell them to stop arguing and Luke hits me with this.
Well, don't forget you agreed with me about waiting to leave camp until today.
What the hell does that mean? I can agree with you and tell you to shut the hell up at the same time. What does that even have to do with it? We can't stay there. And then Rebecca collapses.
He's okay. I've got him.
No, you rest for a minute. I'll wash him.
Back off, Kenny.
She said she doesn't want you to take the baby. Don't be weird about it, okay?
No. This is what I'm talking about. The Kenny writing is just awful. Why is Kenny the only one offering to take the baby? Rebecca is hunching over, walking slow, just out of order. There is no way she should be the one carrying the baby. Yeah, it's her baby, but look at her. The weight of the baby is probably triple on her exhausted muscles, and the baby is fresh out the womb. If she drops him, it's over. There should be some sort of like a baby holding rotation going on. This is what I don't get. What is Telltale in here doing? If they want to make Kenny out to be this crazy guy that's losing his grip, stop making him stop making him do reasonable things. But somebody has got to take that baby, and apparently nobody else cares to do it. It's so weird. They know how to write psychotic Kenny. I'm gonna keep saying it. Left me to die twice and left Clem with a kidnapper. Oh, he wanted to protect the boat. So you're telling me he chose the boat over Clementine? All they have to do is do what they did there. Just do it again. But no, they got Luke over here yapping like I'm gonna agree with him. Kenny hater, that's me. But I can also recognize when I'm being insulted. Ah, hell. There's Arvo. Let's get to the chase. He and his brethren are now here to rob us for all we have, which is nothing. We have a baby if you want that, but and because of my choices, now we're being robbed for a reason, justifiably. I don't think the other choice makes the most sense at all. I think in the other timeline, if you choose to let Arvo keep his stuff, then he's mad at Jane and wants her, which is really, it sounds stupid, bro. Let me look it up. Yeah, he gets mad at Jane for taking the gun, I guess. The whole thing is just brain dead. Take the medicine or don't, it doesn't make any difference. This is just, they really dropped the ball with this whole season, bro. This is just really disappointing. Like, it doesn't have to be a choice-based game. It could just be a nice story experience, you know, spend more time fleshing out the story and the gameplay. What are we doing with all the choice stuff if it just ends up like this? And it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better in season 3 or season 4 for that matter. If they really wanted to have choices in these games, I think they should have made it come down to like maybe 3 big choices that you have across all 5 seasons. I mean, episodes. Yeah, choices that really affect the story, like really big impact, but they're rare. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's one thing I started to realize while I was playing this, I'm not here to make choices. I don't care about the choices. I'm trying to see what Clementine has going on. Take Lee and Clementine out these games. What do we have? What do we have? What? You think I'm coming here to see Kenny, Duck, Larry? No. Mark? No. No. Everything that these games have is because of these 2 characters, bro. I want to see what they got going on. But as Arvo and his goons try to rob us, we don't take too kindly to their doctrine. Everyone's arguing, aiming, casting spells. Oh boy.
No! Hey! What are you doing? Clem! Get behind cover!
Yeah, I'm gonna save the baby first. Telltale doesn't have the moxie to get Clem shot as a direct result of the player's choices. Luke is like, oops, oh man, I didn't even see the baby. L vision. Currently, everybody is pinned down. And if I'm being really honest, this is the most pathetic shootout I've ever seen in my life. Arvo is trying to help his sister who was shot. Mike and Bonnie are down. Kenny is behind a tree, and there's only 2 guys left shooting. So I think we can handle this really easy. It should really be a slam dunk. One guy is even on the ground after he was shot, so he's probably bleeding out. So in about 3 minutes, there's only gonna be 1 active threat. I'm thinking, cool, these guys are shooting non-stop, so we can just wait for them to run out of bullets. Nice little simple operation.
Can't just sit here and let this guy take pot shots at us till he runs out of ammo.
Yes, we can. That's actually an amazing plan, because if they run out of bullets, right, what are they gonna do about the 5 of us with loaded guns? Like, what do you mean? This is what I'm talking about. We're not even 5 minutes in. Hell no, I'm not covering season 3, bro. I can't keep doing this to myself. This is literal brain rot. What is he talking about? Sit down. Oh, and watch this. I tell Luke to sit down and chill out. The fight is winning itself. But he's like, no, Clem, if I could just get to your side, I can get a better angle to shoot. No, bro, just like, chill out, chill. You're scaring the hoes.
Hey, what are you?
I just can't. Let's just skip to the end of the fight, because we win, duh. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Why are you making me do this? Why did you want this video so bad? This is all your fault. So some things to note about the fight. Arvo's sister came back as a zombie, so Clem had to And Arvo is one of those people that can't discern a zombie from their family or friend, so he's mad about that. And Jane is back. I guess she's been protecting us from the shadows like Batman or something. I'm glad she's back because Jane isn't as annoying as everyone else. She has her moments, sure, and I don't trust her because who knows how she'll react during a fight. It's either a panic attack, she'll run away, you know, a 10% chance of actually being normal. This is wacky. I'm telling you, for someone like her that's all about, oh, Clementine, I'll teach you how to be absolutely unstoppable in the apocalypse. I can teach you how to survive. She is always the first to start tweaking out whenever zombies show up. That's another thing that Telltale be doing. They be making the characters somewhat likable, but then give them some weird trait. Bonnie kidnapped us. Luke can be dumb. Mike complains about the most random stuff. Speaking of Mike, the group is now mourning Rebecca, telling Clem that she was right to shoot her and it's not her fault. I know it's not my fault. Why would I take any responsibility for her becoming a zombie? Shut up, Luke. Damn, you're losing mad ore right now, bro. I'm gonna be real. Then Kenny gets mad at this tragedy and goes over to Arvo to send him to hell with his sister. And Mike gets in front of him. Like, oh, it doesn't have to be this way. I have no enemies. Mike, for the rest of the episode, is going to glaze Arvo to hell and back. If Arvo is a dry, ordinary wheat donut, by the end of this episode, he is going to be Krispy Kreme certified. And I don't understand why. Arvo brought a group of people to rob us and possibly murder us. The only reason he is still alive is because he wasn't shooting at us. Best believe if he was popping shots, it would be over for him. So I tell Mike to get out the way so Kenny can use his one good eye to annihilate that brother.
Clem, you don't mean that.
With every bone in my body. But before Kenny can put Arvo in that dirt, he's like, oh wait, please, no, I have a cabin full of food. Now you're talking. Now you're speaking our language. All right, so we force him to take us to that cabin and then we ice him. Yeah, that's the plan. Plus, there's really nothing else for us to do right now. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've had next to nothing to do since leaving Carver's camp. If Rebecca wasn't pregnant, we'd be wandering around looking for food or something. There's no villains. The zombies aren't really at the red anymore. Like, we're all acclimated to the apocalypse. There's nothing to do. There's literally nothing to do. I don't know what Telltale was thinking with this season, bro. The main goal of the final episode is to just find a cabin that might have food in it. Remember in season 1, episode 5, when we were fighting our way out of Atlanta while looking for our kidnapped child? It's crazy how fast things can change. So that's our main goal right now. Get to that shed, not so we can build it up, start a life, or meet up with new people. No, we just really need formula for this baby. And there might not even be any formula there. Spoiler alert. There's not. A lot of people say that season 3 is the worst, but for now, I just cannot say that. From what I remember, there was actually stuff to do. There were actual, like, character arcs and progression. A good amount of the characters actually live. They let the story breathe. Jeez. I need you to understand that season 2 is a whole lot of nothing. You don't need to play this season or season 3, really. If you want to play season 1 and then skip all the way to season 4, go ahead. Nothing of value is lost. A lot of people might say this and that, bro. I don't care anymore. Nothing matters, bro. Like, literally nothing has mattered. There may be sentimental value or nostalgia, but from a story standpoint, no. I used to just cruise through these games without thinking, but now that I'm thinking about it, bro, it is a pain. A pain I've never felt. Like, the realization that teams of people sat down and wrote this and said yes to all of this. Oh man, bro, they must have been down crazy in the writing room, bro. Like, imagine what they cut out. Imagine what didn't make the cut. So we start walking through the woods, and I guess now that Rebecca's a rotting corpse, now people other than Kenny want to carry the baby. It's crazy. It's crazy. We stop for a while, and I take a look at Luke's leg. Bro has the nerve to ask me how we got here. We're here because your people are addicted to dying. He starts yapping, but it's in one ear and out the other. I am checked out. Then Bonnie comes up to me saying that she tried to change Kenny's bandages, but Kenny won't stop being Kenny and won't let her change the damn bandages. So I guess I'm just a doctor now. I guess I'll add that to my list of super soldier skills. Hell nah, bro. Let me skip ahead, bro. I'm tired. I've had enough. I've had enough, bro. I've had enough. I have enough. So we keep walking right, and it's starting to get dark, real scary, real dangerous. And we come up on this electric junction, and Kenny's getting real testy because Arvo's like, oh, we're here. What do you mean? What are you talking about? He's very out of it. Clem goes up to him and says, this isn't the place, right? Like, this ain't what you was talking about earlier with all the food and like the cabin and stuff. He's like, huh? Oh my bro, is this the place that you're taking us to? Bonnie comes up and says, oh yeah, we should probably just rest here tonight. He's tripping, we're tired. It's over with. And Kenny's like, nah, bro, he could be lying about this cabin. He could be lying about this food. He might be being led astray, which he could be. Like, he really could just be leading us to another camp of ops. We don't know. How will we know? We're not. He's not, though. He's like, there's nobody there, bro. It's whatever, bro. What's really got me is how we're not at Arvo's place yet. Like, we should be there. Was his group just wandering around and decided to pull up on us on a whim? What was he even doing out there the first time? How far did they come to rob us? Lucas shot and everybody is very tired, so Kenny and Jane nut up and just go down there and check the place out for demons. And Kenny hands me the baby. He starts crying, Clem emotes. Now, I've been seeing some AJ hate in the comments. We're not gonna do this. AJ is one of the very few well-written characters in this series. I've seen people saying he's annoying, and I'm gonna tell you this, bro. He is supposed to be annoying and weird and depressing. Blame Telltale for snapping away his entire family before he was born. They didn't even give him a chance. AJ's entire life, up until season 4, was just him and Clem running around from place to place trying not to get ripped apart by zombies. As hard as Clementine tried, she just couldn't give him a normal, stable life for some years. So all AJ knows is survive. His brain does not have the chill neurons. He does a lot of what he does because in his mind, he's going to die, or even worse, Clementine is going to die, leaving him alone. I got a question for y'all too, bro, because a lot of my memories from season 4 and 3 been coming back, bro. How do y'all feel about, what's their names? Violet and Luis. I hate them. I can't stand it. Like, because basically they're both supposed to be romances for Clementine in season 4, but I just was not feeling it, bro. I was not feeling it. That brother Luis does not shut up, bro. He just, the yappler, he just be talking and talking and talking. I'm like, bro, you blowing up the spot right now. You scaring me. And Violet, she's so... I haven't played that season since it came out. Like, I could be wrong, bro. I could have just been I could just been in a very bad mood when I was playing because it was the last season, bro. So I was probably like emotional and all that. So eventually Kenny and Jane come back and they're like, okay, it's cool. So we all go back down there to the junction and sit down around a fire. And Luke says it's his birthday, or he thinks it is. He's been keeping track of the days somehow. I really wish they would add more backpacks and stuff to the game, like camp supplies or something that they could like carry around, so that I could actually believe that they have all this stuff on them, like bandages, weapons, and ammo. A bag for them to carry this calendar that he's been using. Peaches and beans.
I got first watch.
I think the fence has got us pretty secure.
We can't be too careful.
The baby might be cold.
Nah, I'll keep him warm. He's a tough little guy.
Come on, Kenny. Just sit a little while longer.
Nah, you stay warm.
Clem, let him go.
I'm gonna post up over near the hole in the fence there. Holler if you need anything.
Thanks, Kenny.
Fire's real nice. Plenty of room if you want to get warm.
Maybe in a bit.
I didn't expect her to come back. Just when I thought I got her figured out, she up and surprises.
So now with Jane and Kenny being Jane and Kenny, as leader of this here conglomerate, I must reintegrate them to society with the allure of serious bodily toxins. So I go over to Jane first, and she is very, very easily swayed. At first, because then...
I don't know. It might be awkward. I wasn't expecting to... You know.
Why? 'Cause you made it with Luke?
What does that even mean? What's the it?
You know.
Yeah, 'cause I made it with Luke.
Made it? Oh, no. She accepts the invitation and starts yapping about, should I just throw in this scene too? I'll do it for the vibes. Bro. Who cares? Look, character building or whatever.
I wasn't too much older than you when I had my first drink. God, I was so stupid back then. There was this time I broke into my parents' liquor cabinet and drank a whole bottle of this really spicy, sweet liquor. Oh, what was its name? It was dumb. Earthquake or something.
Sounds like you were a bad kid.
I guess I was. At the bottom of the bottle, there were these sugar crystals, and I got it in my head that I really wanted to eat a couple. So I got the bright idea to smash it on my parents' dining room floor to get at them. And it shattered into 1,000 pieces. All over the dining room.
Did you ever get caught?
Yeah. The problem with glass is, it looks a lot like sugar crystals.
That's never really been a problem for me.
Keep it that way. My sister found me, drunk, blood pouring out of my mouth. Jamie thought I was dying, so she called 911. They pumped my stomach.
You ate glass?
I ate glass. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Here. guy needs a drink more than any of us.
No, he doesn't. He's just aura maxing right now. I interrupt that. Bear the bottle. He declines in aura, and now the baby is crying and whatnot. Why is Kenny out in the cold with the baby? It's an outright miracle that little bro is still alive. I haven't seen them feed him once. So Kenny starts apologizing for blaming Clem for Sarita's crazy fall off. I accept because it's what he would do. But after this point, the majority of what's going wrong with Kenny is not his fault. It's this group's fault. It's these people. It's about to get real wacky, bro. Real ignorant. Real ignorant. But I genuinely think that Telltale is trying to portray Kenny as the villain of the episode, or as some sort of psycho. And yeah, he's very psychotic. He tried to bury me 3 times across 2 characters. But the way they're about to go about it is horrible. In fact, instead of making Kenny look crazy, they make him look like the sanest person in the group. And remember, I'm a Kenny hater. But one thing I hate more than Kenny is Telltale's terrible writing. So now we're all gathered up around the fire, having our final normal interaction. After this, it's overweight, bro. Enjoy it.
Hey, Clem. It's nice to hear people laughing.
Yeah, it is. You just spend so much time trying to stay alive that you don't get a chance to enjoy living.
Yeah. We need to make more time for that.
Alcohol helps.
Hell yeah, it does.
Let me get that bottle. We got someone else that might need some help.
Sounds like a waste of good rum.
He lost his sister today.
And whose fault was that?
That makes it even harder to deal with. Trust me.
I don't like it either, but you shouldn't let it ruin a nice night.
I said my piece.
I don't think that boy's a bad person. I just think good people do bad things sometimes. And they do it a lot more nowadays with the world being what it is. So I think it's best
Leave
to
me
just-
alone!
Sorry, okay? My fault. I shouldn't have.
Leave me alone!
It's okay. It's okay. She's in a better place.
Пожалуйста, нет, Наташа, сестричка.
It's okay. It's okay.
Maybe it's best if we all get some rest. Who knows how long a walk we got tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll take first watch.
Thank you, Kenny. Really.
Don't mention it.
You did good. It was nice while it lasted.
The next morning, we're walking around the woods. Kenny has the gun to Arvo's back, pointing them in a direction, saying, "Go, walk, bro. I'm done playing with you." We're getting close, Arvo says, over and over. Kenny almost gets saved by a zombie, a zombie that comes totally out of nowhere. And you might think that's strange. You might be asking yourself, why did they do that? Why is this zombie right here? This zombie is literally only here so Clementine can shoot it, thus attracting more zombies for an intense segment in a few seconds. It really makes me think though, like, why are there any zombies out here? I get it, like hordes of zombies can just move around, but how many zombies can really wander all the way out here? We've seen a lot of them. Think about it. Most zombies should be circling around cities because that's where people be at. You know what I'm saying? That's where people will be. If I go to the woods right now, bro, it's just gonna be me. Just me and Jason Voorhees. I don't know, it's just that The Walking Dead will make you believe that zombies just grow in the jungle. I mean, they're in Paris now. You know what I'm saying? You ask who's in Paris? It's zombies. Yeah, this is getting out of hand, bro. Somebody got to put a stop to this. You walk a little bit further and boom. May I present to you one of Telltale's dumbest decisions ever made. The lake. You see that house all the way over there? Well, that's the hideout that Arvo was talking about. That's the one that he's been leading us to. The one that supposedly has the supplies and the baby food. But you might also notice that the house is unfinished, which means it provides no warmth or actual protection, which makes me question how Arvo even knows about this place. Did his people stay here? They must have if they were storing supplies here, which makes me wonder why they went out of their way to try and rob us. There's a giant frozen lake right there, and going around, as the group discusses right now, is gonna take forever. So what you're telling me is that Arvo and his group made this extremely dangerous trip across the lake to rob one woman and a child. Yeah, Arvo could infer that there were more of us based on our dialogue with him, but let me introduce you to a little thing called lying. So he really took his group either over this ice or a day's trip around it and through the woods on the hunch that we might still be there, just to lose the fight easily. They went down with zero effort. So Jane says, man, we're just here for the food, let's just go. And I agree, because they won't let me disagree. Bro, we should just pack it up and just like leave Arvo right here and then turn around and just go about our business, go about our day. But I don't have a choice, I don't have a say. So we get on the ice and we gotta move slowly, calmly, very demure, and spread out. One wrong move and AJ isn't seeing his third day out here. So we're walking. We're going smooth, calm, collected. But remember that random zombie from earlier that Clem shot and I said it was gonna be a ploy for more zombies? They're here. They're all here. What was a calm group activity is now a timed event, and it's not too long before one of the zombies fall. The whole group is eagle-eyed. Great heavens, they say. And while everybody is distracted, Arvo tries to make a run for it. I think he was just trying to get on land though, because if you can't see it, he has a brace on his leg. Yeah, unless we decide to let him go, he's not getting anywhere. So Kenny runs after him, and Mike is like, oh no, Kenny's gonna beat him. Luckily, they make it. Their ice is just aggressively solid. Really anticlimactic if you ask me. Damn. Despite the situation, Luke is very calm, very demure. The ice breaks and the demons are quickly approaching. So now we're about to get into the silly, the goofy, the whimsical. Bonnie starts panicking and telling me to go over there and help Luke. Luke is screaming, no, let me crawl back on my own, please. And he's right, because duh, Bonnie is going insane, begging me to go over there. Ma'am, the ice is cracking because it can't stand his weight. What good is me going over there adding more weight to ice that is already breaking? That's stupid. I don't care how light Clementine is. More weight is more weight. He can totally shimmy his way back up. He's only got one leg in there. It's a very, very simple operation. So I choose to stand back and make sure the zombies don't get to him. But this nincompoop, Bonnie, starts walking closer to Luke on the breaking ice. What does she think is gonna happen? I'll tell you what happens. I'll do you one better. The ice breaks and they both fall in. So Clem goes looking around for Luke, finds him, and with no hesitation, I start hitting the ice, giving it all I have. Kenny and Jane are in the back saying, no, stop, it's too late. Luke is literally all I have. Sure, he's a little bit of a hoe. Telltale kind of ruined his character towards the end right there, but without him, I have nothing but bad or annoying characters. I might as well end the video. This game sucks. So Jane pulls us up and we rush to the house. Yeah, and Bonnie's alive too. So she basically killed Luke, right? And then no one ever brings it up. Like, she just gets away with it. Jane gets us to the house and places us down while she tries to get a fire going. Mike's like, man, Luke's really gone. You don't say. I thought you were holding him in your hands right there, but nope, that's just AJ. Must have been my hypothermic dementia. Get me a blanket. Then Bonnie's gonna look at me and she says, I could have helped him. I was, when I was shooting the zombies and not listening to you. What do you mean? Kenny tells Clem not to listen to her and instead blames Arvo. You know, the guy that brought us here in the first place after bringing his goons to attack us? Mike's gonna turn around, remember Glaze, and says, it's not his fault. Kenny, stop. It's not his fault. Am I delusional? Did Arvo literally not try to wipe us off the map like yesterday? It wasn't that long ago at all. We've only had the guy one night. He hasn't said a word really. He's just been weird. We don't know him. We don't know what he's capable of. And then Kenny starts questioning the validity of the supplies that Arvo was talking about. Because look at this house. It's unfinished. Who would stay here or hide anything here? Scrap everything I said about Arvo's group living here. They don't. They didn't. There's no way. Either Telltale made this place up for the plot, or Arvo's group loses. Either Telltale made this place up just for the plot, or Arvo's group used this place as a stash house, which isn't optimal because you either gotta cross a lake, a frozen lake, or you gotta walk around it, and who knows how long that could take. This is not optimal. It's not optimal. It's impossible, bro. Again, there's no walls. It's cold. Then Arvo looks at Kenny and says, you know what? Homelander solos All Might. I go to help Arvo because, you know, and then I get hit for it. Like, bro, what the hell, Telltale? I paid you money to play the game. Why are you doing this to me? What did I do? But Kenny stops punching him, so I guess it's a win. Then Jane comes in and goes, what did you do to him? And throws a bag on the ground, saying that there's another one just like it. And Kenny looks at the bag and picks up a can of chili. And he asks how a can of chili is gonna help us. And they say it's chili, but it's probably peaches or beans. And he's right. What are we gonna do with 2 bags of chili? But Jane retorts, how is beating Arvo gonna help us? Then Bonnie tells him, she says, all of this is Kenny's fault. As the camera pans around doing that thing, you know, that thing, the thing. And like, is this some sort of joke? I'm asking you a genuine question. Does this game think I'm some sort of half-wit? That I'm stupid? So let me get this straight. We got almost robbed, shot at, led astray through the woods, walked for a very long time, further and further into the cold. Luke died. He is gone forever. Clem and Bonnie probably have hypothermia. They do. Clem is blue, and the game tries to pass this off as some minor thing, but hypothermia is something that people get ambulances called for. And Clementine is 11. Her body cannot take that. You know, they could go into shock, organs could shut down due to stress, and we have nothing for if that happens. Hell, it's still cold. There's no walls. They can't even recover. So now their bodies are gonna have to go into overdrive to try and raise their temperatures and keep that temperature, which means they're gonna have to put a dent in that chili just to get their energy back up. We did all of this for 2 bags of beans. What part of this is Kenny's fault? Arvo did it. He's right there. He's literally he did it. He did it. Bonnie was really the one that caught a body too. Like, so really she's the one who did it too. Like it goes Arvo, Bonnie. I'm just put Mike in third and the rest of us are chill. No, they just don't like Kenny. He didn't even believe Arvo. Kenny was ready to end him. They wanted this. If Kenny had his way, Luke would be alive. That is how bad this season is. I have spent months dragging Kenny through the mud face first. The writing has sunk so low that Kenny is actually the good guy. And for the rest of the episode, people are gonna try to gaslight me into thinking that Kenny has gone insane, that he's some monster. No. His mind is trying to wrap his head around your stupidity, but it can't because this season is a cancer to the rational mind, and Kenny's mind has never been rational. His brain can't take it. He's overloading. He's spontaneously combusting. So boom, right? Clem's body can't take it no more, so she falls asleep. And we wake up to Mike glazing Arvo. Oh man, Kenny really could have hurt you. That dingus. I'm gonna just keep on saying it, bro. That Arvo was the biggest threat to your life a day ago. Get away from him. What are you doing, bro? Grown man. 36. It's moments like this where I think about how Rick and the gang would have handled it. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have Arvo around. Season 1 and 2, maybe. Season 3, they would have tied him up and left him in the woods or something. Season 4 and beyond, they might have messed around and ate him. I don't know, bro. It was a Rick-tatorship. Listen here, olive oil. I love that guy there, Dak. Now I gotta listen to Jane be sad about Luke. She never came back. I don't care, bro. Wrap it up. Yada yada. Freaking daddle, bro. I don't care. I got hypothermia, bro. I'm freezing. Wearing the same clothes. I know these clothes ain't dried off that quick. You're not gonna. Jane, please, bro. Get me a heater or something. What are you doing, bro? Sitting here talking my ear off for what? Mike then walks out saying he can't take this anymore. Take what? Nothing has happened to you or because of you. Yeah, he's had a real mighty free ride around here if you ask me. That's probably why he's being Arvo's #1 fan right now, because he has nothing else to do. There's literally nothing else for him to do. What do we know about Mike? Nothing. If Mike disappeared randomly at any point, what would have changed? Then Kenny pops up because he wants me to help him fix the truck outside. Thank you. I'm ready to go. As we walk, I tell him that he shouldn't have hit Arvo because even though I don't mind, these people seem to really, really love and cherish Arvo. Oh my heavens, bro. I just realized all of the cabin people are gone. These are all new people. You know what this season's problem is? It's like they tried to redo season 1 but totally forgot what made that season special in the first place. Like character deaths. It's like they think that these things are inherently shocking and really move the plot. No, characters dying doesn't make a story good. It's the feelings of loss and missing out that really drives it home. Doug was chill. Carly was nice. Larry, even though he sucked, served a purpose. And Ben, oh boy. Ben was a whole list of ups and downs. Mostly downs before he's gone. And Kenny's family, I did not expect that. They seemed like a staple of the game. Characters that would stick it out. But as these characters leave, the episodes feel different because to some degree they give you something to work with everybody. In this season, they can't even make the characters likable. It's not that hard, but the majority of people that you meet in this season, your first interaction with them is them threatening your life in some way. Rebecca's first lines involve shooting you. Nick actually tries to shoot you. Luke drops you and gets mad that you would dare harm a dog that would have ended your life without a second thought. Bonnie tricks you and kidnaps you. Jane leaves. Kenny is Kenny. Mike serves no purpose. And Carlos can't even diagnose a dog bite from a human bite, and everybody is totally fine locking you in a shed. And then the actual good characters like Crystal and Omid get taken out in the first 10 minutes of the season. Pete gets 1 episode and he's done. It's almost like they purposefully got all the chill characters out of the way. Remember Walter? Remember that guy on the bridge? What happened to them? Immediately knocked off. Because what happened in this season? It was a whole lot of nothing. Take away Carver, take away Rebecca's pregnancy. What do we have? What did Clementine learn? What could she have learned or grown from in this season that she couldn't have gotten from the beginning of the outbreak? A bandit attack, being manipulated and lured around Savannah, losing her entire group and father figure. The entirety of episode 5 of season 1 was her fault. That is a crazy origin story for her. And what did we do in here? Ran through the woods, met some weirdos, got kidnapped, escaped with ease, delivered a baby, and almost got robbed, and it's still about to get worse. I help Kenny run the engine while he fixes the truck, and while they're doing that, they start talking about Jane. Kenny doesn't trust her because the whole leaving thing, but she came back, I guess. She also isn't too keen about having a baby around. Everybody knows that though. It's just really hard to trust her when she obviously doesn't want to be here. And then Kenny brings up Wellington, saying if we can get this car up and running, then we can finally make it to Wellington, that place that we don't know exists, and is only going to lead us further and further up north where it's colder with a newborn baby. This is easily Kenny's worst idea ever. I'm gonna explain it in a little minute, but right now we can't get the truck up and running, so Kenny sends Clem back inside. She is literally a super soldier now. She recovered from hypothermia real quick. She's just up and walking around in the cold. So on the way inside the house, I passed by Bonnie and she says,
It must be nice being a pretty little girl. No one ever expects you to do a damn thing.
Bro, this is that terrible writing I'll be talking about. This is somebody's peak. Do I even have to explain this? No one ever expects me to do anything. It is the exact opposite. I'm expected to do everything. None of you would be here without me. Bonnie has spent the whole game buttering Clementine up as an apology for the kidnapping. In one fell swoop, that is all out the window now, and she just hates Clementine for something that wasn't her fault. They are just going out of their way to make the characters unlikable, hateable. Like, why would Bonnie say that? Like, I know she was into Luke, but that much? Relax. I think Bonnie's always been crazy a little bit though. I might be wrong, but I think in her 400 Days episode, she's literally having an affair with some guy that's married. I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all can check that or not, bro. She was doing something in her 400 Days episode, and I wasn't liking it. They're just ruining it right now. They're just messing up all the characters for no reason. Bonnie's being weird. Mike loves Arvo, the guy that tried to wipe us out yesterday. I could see if we were traveling with Arvo for months and he really opened up and started being a functioning, contributing member of the group, yet Kenny still hates him. Yeah, that I could support. But brother, it's been 1 day and Jane is trying to gaslight me into thinking that Kenny is crazy. Oh, he beat up that guy that tried to get us. That's so unbelievable. How could Kenny do such a thing? We are in the last hour of the game and they just keep pulling things from thin air. I'm sitting here trying to make sense when clearly there is none. Oh, now Kenny's crazy. Oh, Bonnie now hates you. Oh, Arvo's actually a really good guy once you get to know him. Just slow down, chill out. Well, it really is too late to slow down. Now y'all already messed up the whole thing. We would have benefited so much better if we would have stayed at Carver's camp. You know, really fleshed that whole thing out. Really wrote around that. And have us either break out in episode 4 or 5, or fully join up with Carver, maybe even gear up to have Clementine take over as Carver too. Yeah, like Rebecca could slowly listen to Carver and the needs of her baby and be like, you know what? Maybe we should stay here. Maybe it's not that bad. And then we could have Kenny be the one that's like, no, we need to go. And then we, as Clementine, could just choose which one to follow. If I had to be completely honest, I say ditch all of the choice stuff altogether. Just make a concrete story and keep it pushing. None of these choices stick either way. If anything, they've taken a straight road and made it more complicated for no reason. So eventually Kenny gets that truck working and he's like, yeah, hop in everybody, you finna go to Wellington. But Jane wants to go back south to Carver's place where all their supplies is just sitting there unattended. Bro, the Wellington plan is so stupid. I don't know how he or Krista found out about this place. All that goes through my mind when I think about known settlements in The Walking Dead that openly accept new people is Terminus. So it's a big old no for me, and I end up agreeing with Jane, because yeah, Carver's place was stocked to the brim with stuff. If nobody's there, we should really head there. But more importantly, we have to get out this cold, because I don't know why we're all the way up here. I don't know. We don't even have big coats, dude. Jane literally asked whose idea it was for everybody to come up here, and nobody answers. Even the game knows it's cooked. No, we were not heading to Wellington. We were only here because of Arvo. There was absolutely no reason for us to keep walking further and further into into the cold. We could have turned back at any moment. It's not like Arvo said that he has some giant stockpile of food here. He just said, hey, don't hurt me, there's some food at this one place that I know. What was the plan before this moment? We already knew it was getting colder. We had no food. There is nothing holding us back anymore. There's no Carver, no pregnancy. Everyone is in decent health. They don't even like Kenny or care about the baby, as we're about to find out. Because they could have just walked back. They could have turned around at any time. You know, I know the car is a car, but you gotta find gas for it. Clearly, none of them know how to fix a car up. Yeah, like how far could this car really get any of them? They don't really need this car. Everybody's free. Everybody can do whatever they want. But in the end, they can't agree. Kenny storms into the truck and the others go to rest. Mike tells me that I better talk to Kenny. I will literally bite your spinal cord. Straight jaw tying your joint, bro. Get the hell away from me. So Clem talks to Kenny, and this whole conversation is just Kenny crying about wanting to go look for Wellington. I hit the damn. Fine. We'll go to Wellington even though we have absolutely no guarantee that it exists, that they'll even take in new people. We'll totally disregard the possibility that the place has probably been taken over by bandits because a place as well known as Wellington would more than likely have caught the ear of some bad apples along the way. Yeah, they're fine right now. Yeah, they're fine. Kenny, I just agree. I just say yes because you know, I know, we all know that going down south was never an option because it's a Telltale game, bro. Your choices don't matter. You have to do what we want you to do. You have to play the game our way. So Clem goes back inside, falls asleep, wakes up. Oh no, Mike, Bonnie, and Arvo are trying to steal the truck. As Clem, I scream out for Kenny, and Arvo shoots me because, duh. We don't know anything about him or what he's capable of. Mike is just glazing him because he's the weakest member of the group. Turns out he's fully okay with shooting children. I just like, bro, and like that's all I have to say. What do you want from me? Oh my gosh. You sit there behind the screen taking everything from me, having me run circles around this stupid plot. There's nothing for me to talk about here, bro. There's literally nothing. It's just stupid at this point. There's nothing here, bro. Oh my gosh, this is a waste of time and space and everything, bro. I want to break down in tears, bro. It's so awful. Like, I genuinely don't know how to like explain this season and stuff because nothing's happening, bro. They're just doing stuff. They just got a bunch of writers around, just like put them at a table and just started writing, bro. And they're just like, oh yeah, I wrote this little thing right here, and everybody start clapping up for him, like, yeah, good job. Put it in the game. Put it in the game right now. It is 2 a.m. I'm trying to piece together this plot. I don't care. I don't care, bro. Damn.
Clementine.
Lee?
It's just a bad dream, sweet pea. What was it about? Duck?
He's bit.
We don't know how this works yet. Maybe it's like a cold. His mom's a doctor. Maybe she can help him.
Maybe.
We just gotta hope for the best. Not too many other options.
I feel bad.
Why?
I called him a crybaby when I hid the bug in his pillow.
Oh, that's okay, honey. You didn't mean it.
Lee?
Hmm?
Why did Lily do that to Carly?
I don't know. She was sad, Clem. That can make people angry sometimes.
Have you ever been that angry?
One time. Clem, people don't always make sense.
How come?
'Cause
Sometimes bad things happen to everyone. And it's hard to keep being yourself after they do. Do you think we should have let Lily stay?
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know if we did the right thing.
How can you tell?
Well, it's not like math, Clem. Sometimes there just isn't a right answer.
I hate math.
Me too, sweet pea. But part of growing up is doing what's best for the people you care about, even if sometimes that means hurting someone else.
I don't want to hurt anyone.
It's not that easy.
I'm scared, Lee.
What can I tell you to make it better?
That it'll be okay.
It will. It's gonna get better, Clem. You'll make it better. Everything's gonna be all right. Now let's try to get some sleep.
Okay, Lee.
Alright, bro. Last little push or whatever. So Kenny, Clem, and AJ are all that's left. What happened to the rejects? I don't care. Jane's character takes an absolute skydive. We're on the road and she's constantly egging on Kenny, trying to prove that he's insane, that he's a certified crash out. Jane, the hyper survivalist, is going to make Kenny tweak out while we're in the middle of a snowstorm. Zombies could be plentiful and we have nowhere to go. We could die out here. Easily, and she's going to pick now to play games. Just to remind you, in the last episode, she could barely function whenever things got messy. It got to her head so much that she flat out left. Now she's the thinker, the mastermind. Yeah, Kenny is the crazy one. So they're just arguing back and forth in this car, bro. Clementine has no idea what's going on. She's been shot, bro. She's in pain. She just woke up. She's not having it. She's not feeling it. She's not ready. But they're just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But even after all she says, Kenny really isn't fazed that much. Like, he's mad, but it's nothing he can't calm down about. But then we come to a halt. Mad cars are blocking the way. Kenny is like, oh, there could be gas in some of these cars. So he gets out and he goes out to go siphon some of the gas. I don't know how he's gonna siphon more gas without the actual tools to do so. He's not, bro. He's not. Telltale just needs a reason to split us up. Clem hits the gas, crashes the whip. Jane disappears with AJ, leaving Clem alone to fight through zombies in sub-zero temperatures. We wander to a rest stop. Kenny is there, and then Jane without the baby. And then, of course, Kenny and Jane start to fight because up until this point, Jane has totally presented herself as the type of person to throw a baby to a horde of zombies so that she can survive. And I'm gonna rip the band-aid off, bro. I'm not even gonna play around with you. I let Kenny end her. I don't feel bad about this. She had this coming because what happens next is absolutely insane, bro. Because right after the fight is over, we hear a baby crying. Turns out AJ was alive. So this entire little situation was for no reason. And in Jane's ending, if you choose to let her live, it's even more sickening because the second that you realize Kenny dies for no reason is really disgusting. Because up until this point, Jane was pretty chill. This whole operation that she set up is so out of character, it makes no sense. Like, she really seems to like Clementine and think of her as a sister. So I think it would have been better to have been given the choice to either steal the baby and leave with Jane, or convince her that Kenny is cool and out of respect and solidarity for Clementine, Jane would stick around and be cool until they found Wellington. Something like that. But this whole thing just doesn't sound like something that Jane would do. Jane can't even fight. Kenny damn near no difter. Why would she put herself in this situation? And I've seen so many people saying that this final fight should have been between Luke and Kenny, Luke versus Kenny, the epic showdown. No, bro. No, there shouldn't be a fight at all. That's the problem. This whole season has been nothing but people arguing and yelling and screaming over nothing. Besides Rebecca's pregnancy and Arvo's group fight, which only lasted 5 minutes, every single issue that we've had in the last 2 episodes has been because of them. They've been making problems up for themselves left and right. After the fight with Arvo, all we had to do was take the baby and head south. But no, now we gotta go to Wellington. Now we gotta cross the pond. Now we gotta glaze Arvo. Now we gotta blame Clem. Now we gotta hate Kenny. Literally, nothing is happening to them. They are okay. They are fine. Their biggest op through these last 2 episodes hasn't been the monsters, the psychos, the starvation. The weather is the closest thing there is to a villain in these last 2 episodes. That or their own stupidity. They won't stop finding one reason or another to hate each other, and it's exhausting. Why would Kenny or Luke even fight? The only reason him and Jane fought was because Jane made a psychopathic move. She basically sacrificed the baby. That is something that anybody will want to fight her for. I can't see Luke and Kenny fighting, not when Clementine is there to talk them down. Because the game tries to make you think that Kenny is crazy. He's not. He's just tired of these people and he thinks that Wellington is real, bro. The best thing for this story would have been for everybody to just chill out, to finally get along and just sit down and choose to go somewhere. Clementine could totally talk Kenny out of wanting to go to Wellington. Just say it's for her and the baby. You know, we'll all be safer if we just go down south out of this cold. He would listen. Like, that's the whole point of choice-based games anyway, to make things like that happen. Or on the other side, you could convince Luke to head to Wellington and put all of that bad and angry feelings behind them. Fighting to the death won't fix a damn thing. It's the whole reason that this season sucks. Why I don't care about anybody here, because everybody is made to die and nothing is ever learned or gained from it. Sarah should still be alive. Jane should still be alive. Kenny should still be alive. Luke should still be alive. If they weren't going to end the series off here, then they should have used this to start a definitive group for season 3 and 4. This should have been like the prologue. Then we could see everybody grow and change from season to season. Kenny could stop being crazy. Luke and Jane could have a baby. Jane could stop being weird and get rid of this haircut. You're not Carol. And Sarah could go from whiny baby to assassin, and AJ could stay the same minus the trauma. This trio would have been legendary. This group would have went down in the history books. But nope, all of that potential gone. For what? For what reason? None. I am done. I am finished, bro. No, I'm not gonna tell you what happened at the end because it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. No matter what ending you choose, it all goes to hell. The ending that you choose in season 2 is probably the biggest and most interesting choice that you will make in the entire series. But once you get to season 3, the effects of it, the aftermath, are only worth a 3-minute flashback. It is absolutely disgusting, bro. It's all just peaches and beans. Okay. I was a little bit frustrated. I was a little bit angry. I was a little bit out of character. I won't scam you on the ending, bro, considering this might be the last Walking Dead video for a very long time. So the reason I chose to let Kenny live instead of Jane, that's very, very obvious, very obvious. Yeah, Jane was just a straight up no-go. And so is the ending where you choose to let Clementine go off on her own. That's not for me, nah. So eventually, Kenny and Clem do find Wellington. It's actually real. Problem, they're not accepting new members right now, bro. It's not possible. A baby, a man, and then the whole child, bro. It's not gonna work out that way. The lady, the representative up there, she drops a bag for them and says she wishes she could help, but this is all they can do right now because, yeah, this settlement is known pretty much everywhere. Krista and Kenny heard about it. Who knows how far apart they were from each other, right? Word probably spread like wildfire, so you know everybody and their mother was heading down there. So Kenny and Clem start talking about it. Very emotional, very emotional. But this is where we gotta get into the season 3 talk right here. We gotta pause that. We gotta get into the season 3 talk right here. So in the end, I chose to take the bag and leave with Kenny. I know, blasphemy, considering everything I've said about him for the last 3 hours of this series. But I said in the very first video that my prime directive is Clementine's and AJ's safety. All the other options, all the other outcomes, They don't sit well with me, bro. They don't sit well with me. I guess on some level you can make a case for Jane, but in the end, she finds out that she's pregnant with Luke's baby. She does the leaving Clem and AJ alone. No. It's also a testament to how Jane really doesn't care about Clementine. Like, that was wild, bro. Why'd you do that? What's all this talk for? And if Clem goes out by herself, I think she finds Wellington. I don't like Wellington. I don't like the idea of it, bro. It's not, I'm not jagging it, because Wellington really reminds me of Terminus, bro. I can't even risk that. I can't even risk that one. You're telling me everybody outside knows about this settlement. Clementine and Krista were wandering around the wastes and they heard about it. Kenny was up in the damn ski lodge. He heard about this thing. All it takes is like one good group of bandits to come up there and be like, hey, we're just gonna take it over. This is ours now. And that is exactly what happens, because in season 3, Clementine is forced to escape Wellington as it's getting blown to shreds, to high heaven. So I'm gonna pass on that. So even though I hate Kenny, I believe his ending supplies the most safety and longevity for Clem until he's eventually killed off for no reason. I don't know why they did that, bro. You could say that Kenny is like crazy, but we just saw it this whole season, bro. We just saw this whole season. They were making him crazy. All of these people around us were making him crazy. They were making me crazy. Without them, if it's just Clem, him, and AJ, everything should be calm. And it is, until Telltale comes in and ruins everything. But if we ever get to season 3, you can go ahead and go more in depth on that. But I'm tired. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here.